Tropical with Jojo was not able to come through today, but we have a special guest, Josh Mendes.
Melendez.
Melendez, there you go. From Be Someone. Is it CrossFit studio, gym?
CrossFit gym.
There you go. So we have a special edition today because it's the end of the year. Everybody's like looking into what they're gonna do for the new year or whatnot. And one thing I want to say is CrossFit has always been something that people been listening to other people talk about. They see some people out there doing it, but not everyone knows what it is. So tell us a little bit about what is CrossFit and where it comes from, and we'll talk a little bit about yourself as well.
All right, cool. Real quick, I just want to say thank you for having me on.
Anytime.
So in regards to CrossFit, CrossFit is still, I guess you could say, almost in its infancy. It really started in about the early 2000s. It really focuses on functional movements and the aspect of moving in the way our bodies were designed.
Okay.
We focus on cardio such as running, rowing, biking, jumping. We focus on gymnastics on the aspect of moving your own body weight, right? Doing full body squats, push-ups, pull-ups, ring rows, sit-ups. And then we also focus on weightlifting. And in weightlifting, you focus on your traditional barbell movements such as like back squats and bench presses, but we also do Olympic weightlifting movements. The ones you see on TV when you're watching the Olympics, right?
Oh yeah,
the snatches,
right.
and then the cleans and the clean and jerks. So you put all those movements together, and then we throw in kettlebells, we throw in medicine balls, we throw in slam balls, and it's just you get all the movements and you just vary it on a consistent basis. What I mean by that is one day you might do 4 rounds of 10 air squats, 10 push-ups, and 10 pull-ups. The next day you might run for a mile, then come in, do a couple of sit-ups, do a couple of push presses with a barbell or a dumbbell, and then run 800 meters and do the same thing by cutting the reps in half. It's always different.
So let me ask you. Hold up, I don't mean to cut you off. So this is a whole mixture of a bunch of different things.
It's
pretty
always
much.
varied. It's constantly varied. So it's
So-
keeping your body guessing.
Okay, and that's what I was gonna say next. So see, we're all creatures of habit, and sometimes we get bored of doing the same thing. So CrossFit is one of those types of exercises that you'd never do the same thing, pretty much.
No, so one of the things that CrossFit does, right? So you'll see the movements again. It's not like if you do deadlifts on a Monday, it's not you'll never see deadlifts again. You'll see deadlifts down the road again, right? But it might be done in different rep schemes. It might be done with different weights. It might be done with a different combination of movements.
Got it.
But yeah, so the traditional gym is Mondays are back and buys, Tuesdays are triceps and chest, Wednesdays are legs, and they keep on that routine, right? And they do the traditional 4x10s or 4x8s, stuff like that. What happens though is a lot of time your body plateaus very easily that way.
It gets used to
It
it.
gets used to it. And there's that adaptation of getting new movements or new rep schemes done at a faster pace or slower pace that gets your body to continuously adapt to the new norm. Because if not, your body gets just used to the same movements every single week, every single day, that growth is eventually gonna stop.
Got it.
It's just like if you do it in life, right? If you do the same thing, if every single day you go to work, you do the exact same routine, you probably won't get promoted at work. What's gonna stand out is when you start to do a little bit of extra, a little bit of different, and your boss starts to see that you're doing beyond of what they just hired you to do, right?
Got it. So how did you end up getting into owning a gym? Because honestly, not everybody wakes up one day and says, "I want to own my own business." How did this happen?
So it happened very fast. So I was.
Was it expected though, or was something that just
No,
fell
so
in your
you
lap?
know, you know me. I think everybody has like that quote unquote American dream. Oh man, one day I want to own my own business, right? But exactly what is it, right? I didn't know. I know that I was in a point in my life where I was coaching a CrossFit on the side, but I was also working at an oil and gas company. I knew for a fact I was not enjoying my job working at the oil
But
and gas
hold up,
company.
but tell people what were you doing before though? Because you come from a very active background.
Yeah, so I played sports growing up. I was in I served in the Marines for 4 years, from 2005 to 2009.
And that's what I was getting to. He comes from a very active lifestyle.
Yes.
So sitting in an office for you wasn't necessarily something that appealed to you.
I wish it was an office. I probably could have moved a little more. It was a cube, you know.
Okay, got it. Even a
So
cubicle.
it's a cube, man. You know. But no, but yeah. So I realized very fast. I was like, this is not me. You know. But coaching CrossFit on the side, I really loved it. I really enjoyed it. I ended up getting laid off towards the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. That's when the oil and gas market got hit pretty hard, and during that time, the old owner of the CrossFit gym that I was coaching at asked me if I wanted to purchase a gym. I was in a very difficult position in my life at that point. A lot of things that were happening, and it was a very just sporadic decision. Did a little bit of talking with my parents about it. I didn't buy the gym in the smart way, even with my education from school and everything. It was a terrible transition on my end, or transaction, excuse me, on my end. But luckily, I'm still holding strong, you know.
So I've been a business owner for shy of 10 years.
Okay.
And as a business owner, you never know what you're getting yourself into. That's the truth.
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
I love when people tell me, "Oh, this is how my business is gonna be," and I'm like, "Yeah, keep going, keep going,
Yeah, you're gonna figure it
keep
out.
going. You're
You'll
gonna
find
figure it
out.
out." But how does CrossFit help individuals like myself, who we're busy bees? I mean, we work 13, 14-hour days, and our job is pretty much to keep everybody else busy. You know, your job and my job is to make sure that paycheck for everyone who works for us gets there on time.
Right.
How can CrossFit help sedentary people like us, or people who have issues by following the same thing all over? Because I'm one of those. I can't do the same thing all the time. That's why I cannot be on an office at a high rise anymore, because I got bored. I wanted to get out of those glass windows and go do something fun. That's why we ended up having the radio and everything else that I do. CrossFit can be the solution for these things.
Oh, 1,000%.
Okay.
So my first year as a business owner, like how you were saying, you think you're gonna go in there, you gotta figure it out. I was like, man,
I
can
got
do
it.
this. You know, tell people what to do, put a workout on the whiteboard, just pay my landlord an electric bill. How easy
got
is
it.
this gonna be, right? I figured out very fast that this is not that easy. So, but in regards to your question, I learned in the first year of being a business owner how tough it really is. I ended up getting in the worst shape of my life,
Physically or mentally?
physically and mentally, both.
Okay. Okay.
That I ever been in my whole life in
And you
2017.
being a Marine.
Yeah, I was shot in 2017. I look back at that year, there was almost every single day I was questioning myself, should I keep doing this? And I knew that just with my background, what I had done so far, I had set myself in a position was almost like kind of like a safety net that I can, if I want to, just shut this down and just go find me a cush job and coach CrossFit on the side, right? Go the easy way.
Right.
But
That was an option in your mind?
oh yeah, it was going through my mind almost every single day in 2017.
So what made you not follow that option?
Well, during that same time so I bought my gym on March 6th. My daughter was born March 11th.
Oh man, a week
And-
apart.
Oh, 5 days apart. I wish it was a full week. So she has been my wife my whole life since the second she came into my life. And one thing I always kept telling myself this is that I don't want to be an individual or a parent to my daughter who one day my daughter comes up to me and says, "Dad, I want to do this, or I want to go for this." And I tell her, "Yeah, go for it." And then she starts to go through the hardships or whatever it is she's trying to do, because life is always going to test you. And I don't know how to guide her through that, because my hardship, I bailed on it.
Got it.
I bailed on it, and I went the easy way. So I want to be able to, if she gets to a point where she's like, I want to own whatever, or I want to just go be the president, or whatever it is, right? I can almost guide her through and help her through and understand that, that rock bottom is gonna hurt, but you can.
But you
come
know,
back from it.
I am a firm believer that until you don't hit the rock bottom, you cannot be successful.
I mean, I think so too. Like straight
Because
up.
I love when people say, "Oh, I never got to the rock bottom," and I think that till you never have felt what it is to be on the bottom, you don't realize how good you have it at times.
Yeah, and I think it was also they're probably just playing it very, very safe if you haven't
Yeah.
hit rock bottom, right? But
Yeah.
but going back to your question in regards of what CrossFit can do for business owners, like I was saying, so that year I got in the worst shape of my life, both mentally and physically, which is very ironic, right? Owning a gym and being in the gym every single day.
Well, in Spanish, we have the saying that says "casa de herrero, cuchillo de palo," which means, you don't do what you're selling. You don't have what you're selling. You don't preach. You preach, but
Yeah.
you don't practice. And that's pretty much what happened to you.
Yeah, cause I lost. Well, what happens? I lost complete sight of myself, and I think that's what happens for a lot of business owners. From my experience, is that you talk about your customers, right? For you, whoever your customers are. For me, it's my members, right? At that one point, I had one coach for me. How can I continue to keep paying my employee? And how can I keep pushing out this product the best I can? I felt like the what required of me was all my attention there, and lost complete sight of myself. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, how valuable am I to my daughter if I'm unhealthy or at this or constantly at the doctor? How valuable am I to my members if I'm unhealthy and constantly at the doctors? If I'm trying to show them certain movements to do and I can't perform it, I don't have, not because I haven't been practicing or anything, it's because I just don't have the physical abilities because I'm completely unhealthy, right? And then what you were saying, right? Like, how am I over here preaching about health and not practicing health myself?
So we have a question from somebody
Okay.
on social media. They're asking if CrossFit is of benefit for people who suffer of anxiety.
Oh yeah, I think so. So in 2017, I went through a hard depression myself. Just everything
Okay.
I was going through my life, right? And I've met with a lot of people who are going through a lot of mental struggles, whatever it is. And what it does is any type of fitness. And I'm gonna just say this in general. Any fitness is gonna help with mental, like
In
anything
general.
in general. Even if you just get up and just go for walks, even if you just go and just go for a light little jog in your backyard, any type of movement is gonna make you feel better. It releases good endorphins in your body. It makes
Okay.
you start feeling better, makes you start feeling good.
So CrossFit has to do also with nutrition,
Oh
mental
yeah. So
health,
that is
everything.
nutrition is the base of what we do. We talk about nutrition every single day. We have a nutrition program at our gym, and the creator and founder of CrossFit states that that is the base of your health and your fitness. And so nutrition is everything. I mean, that is, you could come to my gym and sweat for an hour and leave a puddle of sweat on the ground, a sweat angel, right? 5 times a day, 6 times a day. But if you're going home and you're eating pupusas and you're going
Six
home
tacos.
6 tacos, bro, and you're eating all this stuff, you're getting a little fitter, but you're not getting healthier, right? So
So you'll get fitter,
you'll get
but
fitter, but
not
at the end of the day,
healthier.
you won't get healthier because what's going on inside your body is the real story. Like you could, if someone was to take off their shirt and they have a 6 pack, great. But if they're eating McDonald's and Taco Bell and drinking Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola, that is a true marker of their health. So once they get a little older and they start to develop all those chronic diseases, meaning chronic, that we can control it based on the lifestyle that we live, they're unhealthy. And they're gonna start going to those doctors because they might have diabetes or they might have some high cholesterols or they might have some heart diseases or cancers.
Something's going on already.
Something's going on. So what happens, like, you're flirting with chronic disease. You're knocking on that door. If that's the way you're living with your nutrition, eventually one of those
It's gonna
doors is
catch up.
gonna open.
So let me ask you, because nowadays we have a trend. This is to me, I look at it like as a trend, which is mental health. We hear it everywhere. We see it everywhere. We meet people on a daily basis, pretty much, who apparently are suffering of what it is nowadays, mental health. Perhaps when you and I grew up, mental health wasn't a thing.
No,
I mean,
I didn't really hear it, honestly.
I mean, I think I suffered of mental health when I was a kid, but that wasn't a thing back then. Especially with Salvadoran parents, that they don't give you that as an option. However, though, nowadays, mental health is something that we're pretty much very aware of. And a lot of people are looking for solutions, how to motivate themselves, how to get them out of that loop in their mind. And I just met somebody who said to me something very powerful. Everything is in your mind.
Oh yeah,
And if you can learn to control it, you can get out of it.
oh yeah,
But at the same time, I do understand that everything has to do with the body, with the chemicals in our, things in our nature, in our body. And my question is, can CrossFit be a contributor to improve mental health?
Oh, CrossFit has already proven that,
Really?
and it continues to prove it every single day. In regards to your mind, like you said, your mind cripples you. Your mind can
It's
cripple you
powerful.
completely. Just for a quick example, we have an individual right now who's working one on one with one of my coaches.
Okay.
She just had knee surgery a few months ago, and her doctor told her, "Hey, no squatting," right? So no squatting basically means like how are you supposed to sit down? How are you supposed to use the restroom? I
That's
mean,
exactly what came to my
that is what a
mind.
squat is, right?
Right.
But her doctor was telling her no squatting. So he was telling me, so he's worked with her for 3 days now. He was telling me the first 2 days, he's like, man, Josh, I'm trying to get her lower. She just won't go lower. He's like, I know she can, but she keeps saying that her knees hurting her and that she can't squat. I was like, okay. And I was like, well, I was like, that she's using the restroom. I know she is. I know she's driving, so she's sitting down in her vehicle, and she's sitting down in chairs. I was like, hey, the next time you meet her, just ask her to sit down on the bench right next to you, just for a casual conversation. Don't tell her you're doing anything. I was like, but what I want you to pay attention is her face. Is she grimacing? Is she making any type of pain noises as she's sitting
Yeah,
down?
yeah.
He was all right. So they sat down for a conversation. He stood. They stood up. They sat back down for another conversation. They stood up, and then he informed her, "Hey, you just squatted, and you were making no pains with your knees, about your knee was hurting or anything." So what happened was, hearing a doctor say, "Don't squat," crippled her mind. So she's not squatting, even though she has the ability to. Even though she just proved to our coach that she was sitting down on that bench and it wasn't hurting her, when he was asking her to perform a squat, and I'm referring to a body squat, just moving your own body, nothing with a
Just pretty much
barbell.
is
Yeah,
the same movement as when you sit down.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
That crippled her mind, and it's because they were saying don't squat right now. So as doctors, like, again, I'm not a doctor or anything. I'm not trying to call doctors out, but we rely on those doctors a lot, right? Because they're the
Pretty
ones with
much.
the white coats. They're the ones with the
10 years
prestigious.
of
Yeah, man.
college and everything.
Yeah, all that great, all those Rice University, all those great colleges,
Yeah.
Um, if you tell me not to do something, I'm gonna listen to the expert. But unfortunately, saying the word "don't squat" has crippled her mind. Instead of maybe saying, "Hey, maybe squat to a certain degree," or something
Or
like
don't
that.
push it.
Don't push. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how it
But,
feels.
but so I'm a firm believer of not using the word I can't or the phrase I can't because I'm a firm believer that anything you want, you can actually do
Oh
it.
yeah, you can.
But from the moment on that you say to your own self, you cannot do this, you're already putting yourself into that predicament that you're not going to do it. So mental health, I am a firm believer that mental health nowadays is simply the ability of giving an option so that you can do or not do something. That's, I think, where things begin.
Yeah.
Like this person at your gym, they told her not to do it. Mentally, she put herself in
She
the
stopped.
in
She
the
stopped.
capability of not doing it. So I'm gonna ask you something so we can kind of wrap it up in a few minutes. My wife has been having some issues with her sciatica. A lot of pain, a lot of chiropractics, whatever. We ended up at a doctor because she was in a lot of pain, and they found her blood pressure to the roof. Here's what happens next. Now, the cardiologist, all these exams, all this crazy amount of money to all the exams and whatnot, but one fun thing came through. The cardiologist says, get yourself one of those smart watches that helps you monitor your body and
Right.
stuff. And I noticed you're wearing one too.
Yeah. The whoop. Yeah.
So, funny thing is, I'm a watch collector. Everybody knows that, I wear my watch. I switch my watch almost every day. I clean it. And now I have two. So, for Black Friday, I ended up getting one for my wife and one for me. And it's incredible the things that you can read on these things. What can you tell us about it? Do you recommend them? I mean, what's up with that? I mean, I thought it was just simply a trend. Nowadays, apparently, you're supposed to be looking at more details.
So I'll be 100% honest with you. My knowledge in that realm is not that great.
Okay.
All right, because I wasn't wearing those for the longest.
Okay.
What I have is called a Whoop, WHOOP.
Okay.
This one coach owned gym owner in the CrossFit world that I followed tremendously. he talks about it. So I checked it out. And the reason why I like my Whoop a lot is because what I've learned about us as humans is that we like to track progress, right? We like to see results.
Right.
One thing that I was personally suffering with was my sleep. I didn't know how well was I sleeping. Am I getting Am I getting enough sleep? Right. A lot of times we go through life. I mean, I'm 32 years old. I'm still fairly young.
Right.
So I could go to bed at midnight, wake up at 4:30 in the morning, feel good, right? But in reality, that is not good. That's
So that's
terrible
happening to
sleep.
me.
It's
I'm actually the same age
that's
as
bad.
you. And I told somebody this morning, I said, Sunday was great. And it came from Sunday to today being the worst. I had a 44 score this morning. And I was like,
Yeah, so my Whoop, it gives me my feedback in regards to how am I sleeping.
Okay.
And then also like how deep am I actually sleeping? But sometimes you can't sleep for 8 hours, but maybe you had coffee at like 10 o'clock at night. You fell asleep, but in reality, all that caffeine now in your body is keeping you up. So
funny you mentioned, I did have coffee yesterday, like
that's
at
not
10
good.
o'clock at
You should
night.
not. You should not.
I drink a
Real
lot of
quick,
coffee, so.
just a public service announcement: do not have coffee past noon every day because
Really?
it has a half life, so it stays with you for a long time. So even though you feel good at 6 p.m. and you drink a cup of coffee and you're like, I'm good, that cup of coffee is going through your body basically the whole night, so you're not getting a good sleep the way you're supposed to. So
Really?
again,
Even if you feel that it doesn't do anything to, because I love drinking coffee before I go to bed because it makes me
Don't.
sleeply.
no, it does not make you
Really?
sleep.
It's all the mental health.
It's a mental thing, bro. I'm telling you, no. Have a good, and even like drinking water right before bed, don't, because it's gonna wake you up in the middle of the night. It's gonna disturb your
So
sleep.
not even drinking water before going to bed.
Not right before. Maybe drink like an
See,
hour.
I drink like
prior.
3 glasses of water.
You're probably waking up and peeing in the middle of the night.
Once, 3 o'clock in the morning. That's it.
What you want is your sleep to be undisturbed. You want to get that quality rest. Sometimes I tell my athletes who come to the gym for a couple of days in a row, I'm like, hey, take a rest day, bro. We need rest. Like
Okay.
we need quality rest in our body. That is one of the best medicines we can do for ourselves is just simply rest. And have a good
So,
night's sleep.
who's a good candidate for CrossFit Beat Someone here in Houston for you?
Oh, anybody.
Okay.
So CrossFit is literally for anyone. So my youngest client right now, she's 9 years old.
9 years old.
9 years old. My oldest client
Wow.
is 72 years old.
And I was going to
CrossFit-
ask, how old can somebody be
CrossFit,
to...
no, because here's a beautiful thing about CrossFit. It is all about functional movements. It is what we practice.
It's all about moving. It's not necessarily
what we
about...
practice in there is how our body was designed to move. If you don't have the ability to squat below parallel, meaning get your hips below your knees, you have lost that ability. Go back and think about it. Watch little kids move. Like I watch and
I got 3 little kids. Trust me, I see them move.
Watch them and observe them. The way they're moving, you were moving like that at one point in your life.
Right.
If you don't move the way they move, you lost that ability.
So I thought it was
So-
simply because you get older and whatever, you know?
Nope. That was the thought process. The thought process before was 60s, 70s. Let me just sit here and wait for my day to come. Hey, for my grandkids, just put them on my lap. Hey, take me to a nursing home, replace my hip. That was the thought process, right?
Okay.
No, the thought process now, and what CrossFit has shown in the last 20 years is that you could still be a 70-year-old doing what 20-year-olds are doing. Maybe you might not run as fast as a 20-year-old. Maybe you might not lift as much as a 20-year-old, but you can still do the exact
So let me
same
ask you,
movements.
so here in the radio we have a sex show.
Mm-hmm.
CrossFit helps in that situation?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. It gives
Okay.
you some good abs. But
Guys,
also,
all I gotta say, if this message got to you,
it helps with everything in your life. It makes
Okay.
your life just that much more better. You're healthier and fitter, and you can
so
actually
what is
experience life.
the one or two foods that you simply say do not eat?
Anything with sugar, processed sugar, get it out of your life.
Okay,
If you're-
so
if-
some examples, because you
So-
talk to me like that, that's like Chinese. So
well, Chinese too, man. No, I love Chinese food, but like honestly, though, so like sodas, Coke.
Okay, I don't drink
all that
sodas.
Stuff, Gatorade, apple juice.
But Gatorade, they put it like such a great thing for you.
No. Go look at the sugar. Go look at the content
Yeah.
of sugar in Gatorade. Some of it has more than soda. Gatorade is great. Their marketing is great because they put those great athletes on there,
Right.
and they say it replenishes your fluids. At the end of the day, you might not even need all those fluids replenished if you just did a quick little workout. You might not even need it.
Huh.
So all you're doing is putting sugar in your body.
So sugar,
Processed-
guys, out.
anything with process, get it out of your life.
Okay, what
In
else?
reality, one thing, in reality, as an adult male, we should probably only get about 35 to 40 grams of sugar a day. For
And a
females,
soda has.
soda is, on itself has like 36 grams or something like that. And
Holy
then
crap.
and then for females, it's like 25 to 30 grams of sugar a day. And then so you imagine you have all these sodas and you have all these cookies and anything that has processed sugar. And then also remember, fruit has sugar, is
Sugar on
natural,
its own.
right? So there's actually some good food that has sugar in it you put in your body. So at the end of the day, you probably consumed 80 to 100 grams of sugar. So anything with
How do you
processed-
get that out?
how do you
How do you get the sugar out of your body? I mean, we're consuming all these crazy amounts of
Well,
sugar most likely as a regular.
you get help, honestly. You get a nutrition coach or you go to a gym that values nutrition, that puts nutrition out there, and you make that adjustment in life for a lifestyle.
All right, so sugar's out. What else?
Sugar is
One
out.
more.
Sugar's out, and anything, honestly, let's say if you're eating like a midnight snack of anything,
Even if it's healthy.
you don't want to, what you don't want to do is,
I'm so damn guilty.
what you don't want to do again, it's like, especially if you're just going to bed and you're putting some food in you, like, you don't need that. We need about 4 to 5 well-balanced meals a day. There's no need for you to eat some midnight stuff for no reason, just to eat, right? Some people eat just because they're bored. And that's what happens a lot of times at midnight. You're just bored and you're sitting there watching Netflix.
Yeah,
Now,
true.
I get it if your shift, like you work some late night stuff.
That's different, but
That's
you're
different.
active.
You're being, yeah. But if you're sitting at home and you're watching Netflix or you're just chilling and having a conversation.
So what if somebody does get hungry because they genuinely are hungry while they're watching Netflix?
Just, honestly, a lot of times you think you're hungry but you're thirsty. A
Ah.
lot of times you think you're hungry but you're just bored. Just go to bed then. Don't stay up till midnight.
Don't find something to do. Just
Don't-
simply
just-
turn around and go to sleep.
Get some rest.
Got it.
Get some
So
rest.
you're located here in Houston.
Yes.
So for a lot of people who's watching this anywhere in the world, because we have audience everywhere, what is a suggestion that can change their life for anyone who's watching this video? Because we're not only in Houston nowadays, we're
Right.
everywhere. What is something that you can tell them that if they could change today so they can start a better year in 2020, what would that be? Besides taking out sugar and don't eat at midnight?
My thing is this, regardless, so let me put it towards a New Year's resolution there, because that's what everybody's starting.
Pretty much, yeah. And that's when you get
So-
most of your clients, I guess, because everybody's looking to.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. So what I've noticed about New Year's resolutions, one of the reasons why they're not as successful in regards to the rate, because supposedly about 21 days into a New Year's resolution, like 80% already are not even working towards a New Year's resolution anymore. What I learned is this, just by my theory and by me watching people, is that come like the 30th or 31st, people come up with their New Year's resolutions, right? And they think that I'm gonna wake up on January 1st a different person. Your body, your mind has no idea between the 31st and the 1st. It's just a date.
Yeah.
So so the people think, oh, on January 1st, 2020, new me, new year, new me, immediately. Does not happen that way. You need to start creating those habits now. So whatever it is, if it's health, nutrition, if it's reading books, if it's reaching out to people you haven't talked to, start doing those small little things now. If you want to read 20 books next year, start by just reading a journal right now, one journal or one article. Start getting your mind practicing. That way, come January 1st, you already built some of that momentum. If it's eating healthier, don't think you're gonna wake up on January 1st immediately start eating healthier. Maybe just start making some better decisions right now. If it's going to the gym, just start moving. Just go walking first.
Just start doing something.
Just start doing something right now first that is gonna help you be successful for the New Year's. Because again, you're not gonna wake up on January 1st.
So
a brand new
guys,
person.
stop thinking that you're having new you. You're still weigh the same, if not more. You're still losing hair. You're still wasting time sitting watching Netflix. Get up, do something.
Yeah, it's not like come January 1st.
Stop
you're-
playing with the new drones you got.
Like you shed all this dead skin
Right,
out of
right.
nowhere on January 1st. You're like, oh my God, look at me, I'm glowing.
Okay.
No, you're
So-
still the same person.
One big question I always wonder: how expensive is CrossFit?
I always say this back. How expensive are doctor bills?
Pretty expensive.
They're pretty expensive. How expensive is it to call in days and not work and get paid for those days?
Can be very
It can
expensive.
be very expensive. How expensive is it when if you're having to lose a leg or limb because of diabetes? How
Yep.
expensive is it if you're not out there spending quality time with your loved ones, whether it's your wife, your husband, your kids? Right? I get it. CrossFit, in regards of pricing, is a little more than
Your
your
average.
traditional gym.
Right.
Right. Our range average between 150 to 200. My gym is 165 a month or 140 depending on what package you choose. A traditional gym could be about $50.
Right.
But for me, I want to see you at my gym every single day. That is
Wow.
my greed. My greed is that I want to see my members every single day at my gym. I want to see 100% attendance. And if I don't see you for a couple of days, I'm going to hit you up. Because at the end of the day, I'm not a bill collector. I'm not the IRS. I'm not here to just collect your monthly dues. If that's all I'm gonna get from you, I'm gonna respectfully ask you to leave my gym because it's not fair for you. It's not fair for you to pay that money and not get anything out of it. So I'm gonna hit you up. I want to see you at my gym because I want to see you be successful. I want to see you
So
get
you're
your goals.
in it because you truly believe in what these people are doing at your gym.
Oh, 1,000%. If I have complete care for every single one of my members, I want to see them all succeed, but not just in my gym. I want to see them get those promotions at job. I want to see them create those health
So
relationships.
you can get the new girlfriend you've been looking
Oh,
at
yeah.
and can't get it.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, and if confidence is something that you lack, you're gonna get it at a gym, especially at a CrossFit gym, where you start to see yourself doing movements that you never thought you could do before.
So one thing, a lot of people are self-conscious. Like, I know I'm fat, but you know what? I don't care. I mean, I'm okay with it because I love myself. I know I'm not doing the right thing, but here's the thing. A lot of times, a lot of people have the issue of thinking, I don't want to go to the gym because everybody there looks good already, and I'm the fat one there. I'm the ugly one there. What can you tell people about that? Because I always thought about it. I'm like, shit, I want to go to the gym and work out, but shit, look, I'm all fat and stuff, and everybody else is over here like, all buff and stuff. What do you have to say about that?
Look, man, everybody has insecurities.
Right.
Everybody, right? I have my own insecurities. I have a concave chest, and I'm insecure about it. But I'm speaking about it because I've told my members about it. Every Wednesday I send them a love letter. I talk about any topic. One of the topics I talked about was vulnerability. You
Okay.
have to make yourself vulnerable to a certain extent, right? To
True.
get better in life. What people get so hung up on is on social media. They see all these bodies. They're like, oh my God, I don't look like that. That's what every single gym looks like. They don't. Go to a gym. You see normal human beings.
I don't see no
All right.
aliens or anything.
You're gonna see you're gonna see some people that are cut up. Yes, of course you are. But they've been doing fitness for a lot longer. Of
They
course
deserve
they-
to look that
Yeah,
good.
of course. Like, how am I gonna say no? I don't want to go work at that job because look at everybody's vehicle, look at everybody's suit. I want to get there, so I'm gonna apply for that job.
You would eventually be able to get the
And I'll
$1,000
eventually-
suit.
Yeah, I'll eventually get that suit. I'm gonna eventually get that
Right.
job, that vehicle. If that is your mindset, then you're literally gonna be stuck in your room the whole life.
So one thing I tell you guys is very simple. A lot of people say, "Hey, you got nice watches and stuff. I want to have one like that." Don't sit down and wait for the watch to get there. Don't sit down and wait for the
Huh.
body to get to you. You got to work for it.
You gotta make some moves.
You got to do something, and not in 2020. I mean, you got to start today. Today is whatever date today is. December the 6th. You got to start.
You have to start, and and set yourself up with small victories. People get so hung up on like, I want to get the results right now. Let me get this big victory right now. Just start with a small victory.
So, where can we find you? Where can people find your website? What do you have out there so people can
So our
contact you?
website is www.crossfitbesomeone.com. We also have a Facebook, CrossFitBeSomeone.com. We have a Instagram, CrossFit_BeSomeone_nutrition. And then
So you guys are focused a lot on the nutrition portion.
we have a nutrition program. Yeah, our nutrition program is backed and designed by a registered dietitian.
Okay.
So we're able to give you meal plans based on your
Goals?
and your macros, your carbs, your proteins, your fats.
Interesting.
It's ran by two of my coaches, as a husband and wife, and they do a phenomenal job. But we had a nutrition program for about a year now.
Nice.
Yeah, so we help out. So you don't have to be a member, an actual CrossFit member, to be part of our nutrition program. And then you could also just our gym is located in the Heights area. Our our address is 1418 Roy Street, ROY Street, Houston, Texas 77007. Or you can just hit me up at 713-962-5203.
Guys, it is the holiday season. Don't not get depressed. Do not let your insecurities get a hold of you. We all have something in our life that's pushing us down, whether it's financial situations, mental situations, because you look fat and you didn't do anything 2019 about it. Do something. At the end of the day, we're not just talking about CrossFit and how Josh can help you get better at it, but you know what? It's all about doing something. Like you said, now I'm thinking about it, man. I should actually not be sitting down when I'm having my Netflix time. I should be doing something and watching Netflix because you made me realize something. I cannot move like my kids anymore. And it has nothing to do with my age.
It has nothing to do with you. We're the same age, bro.
Exactly. So that to me now it just kind of hit me in the face and it says, oh crap. I mean, my 6-year-old can move better than I can. So, guys, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This has been a special edition with Josh from CrossFit Be Someone here in Houston. Look for him. His phone number is on the video. You can find us everywhere in social media. And if you have any questions, give him a call.